Welcome to the patio. This is T. Welcome to episode 113 of the Life from the Patio. We have come up on 1 year. 1 year ago today, actually. Well, we've come up on a lot of milestones, but today's first time we've put TikTok video out. It was rather disturbing video of DW and Fortenberry. It went viral and then got shut down. But anyway, that's only part of the news for today. Look, we're going to talk about Hunter Biden.
It did go viral, didn't it?
We're going to talk about Hunter Biden. There's a good family friend that may be turning on Joe and the family. I've got a theory I want to talk about. We're going to talk about global warming. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. But what's the most important thing we're going to talk about? How are you doing tonight, Gary?
I'm doing fine. It's just fancy seeing all y'all here.
Fancy.
Real fancy.
Is it fancy like Applebee's on a date night?
Ooh.
Fancy like Nancy.
Yeah.
Easy now.
That's Jamie's mama.
Marty Mar, how are you this fine evening?
Oh. Can't hear you.
I don't hear you. Mike's not
Is
on.
your mic on?
No.
I see a light on it.
It's
on.
Is your mic dead?
No, it's got a green light.
Hey, he's green.
We can't hear you. Donnie can't hear you.
They shut you down, Marty.
We'll figure it out in a minute.
Are you on the right
Maybe
frequency?
turn it off, turn it back on.
Oh, this is starting off great.
Yeah. Marty don't say anything.
Come back to
anymore.
Marty. Come back to Marty.
All right, Jamie, how are you?
It's me.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm over here drinking these second rodeos. My boy Marty Marr had a few extras that he hooked me up.
He's so sweet.
He is. His mic don't work, but he's sweet.
DW, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good too. I'm drinking a Lost 40 beer, Hunter Oktoberfest.
That is
I think the boys told me it's the only bad one they've ever had from Lost 40.
Yeah, I was disappointed. And they misspelled October.
Nope. Can't hear me.
Nah, they spelled it the real way.
What? The real way. It's not a good beer.
Let's pause for a second. I'm gonna try to get Marty's mic on.
I mean, it's showing green.
It's showing green.
We are on the struggle bus.
So if anybody doesn't know we do the TikTok lives. People watch us sometimes. We actually do a podcast.
Father Fortenberry, you got some late breaking news for us.
Breaking news. Okay.
This has to do with the croc.
The croc
great
croc
Need
cake.
an intro to it.
So, what kind of intro you do?
There you go.
That's probably more.
Oh no, that one. Late breaking news.
So, for those that don't know, the West Memphis School. How many people we got watching? Because I want people to hear this.
There's only five people.
Okay. So anybody
3 of them's in this room.
The Academy of West Memphis, West Memphis, Arkansas.
Now I'm hearing it.
I am too.
I'm not.
Anyway, so there's a lot of issues going on with the new faculty.
There it goes.
That's better.
Yep.
A lot of issues with new faculty. Well, they came out Friday that they were doing away with Crocs.
As in crocodiles?
It is in crocodiles. Kids can no longer wear crocodiles.
Or bring their crocodiles to school. You couldn't bring your crocodile to school in West Memphis, Arkansas.
What about Terry Hogan? Could he go through there?
Crocodile.
So what they're saying now is that apparently they tried to slip one past the board. That the board is knows nothing about it.
Ooh.
How you gonna flex on them hoes? You can't wear Crocs.
So,
well, I mean, I want to keep people in mind. The rumors going around about this superintendent, the one they just hired, are pretty big. Like, there's people want to report him to the board. Now teachers can no longer report anonymously.
So is it all types of Crocs or like just socks with Crocs? So if you're wearing socks with Crocs.
Open-toed shoes, and they're classifying Crocs in that.
Well, Crocs are definitely closed-toed.
you know what?
They are.
Especially if they're in sports mode too.
You know what? I believe we can probably blame China for this.
Now, I believe we'll probably blame an overreaching superintendent.
Apparently, it's going through schools, but China, did you know that China is funding American public schools? The communist nation has channeled $17 million into more than 143 K-12 districts.
How can they do that? Are they private schools? That's the only way I would think it.
It says public schools to the tune of $17 million has been revealed.
All bullshit aside, I'd send my kid to a Chinese school.
Oh yeah,
So,
for real.
They would be rolling out some math.
What you want your kid to be? You want to be a great flute player? You're going to play the flute
I hope this is a joke.
day?
The report by parents defending, I'm sorry, they probably want to defund it, but defending education states that the close coordination, I can't even read today, between the Chinese Communist Party and U.S. schools to establish Confucius classrooms has historically included 143 school districts in 34 states.
Like Confucius say.
I heard he was really wise.
I did too. That's what I heard.
Boy, I hate to be this way, but is that a bad thing?
There are school districts with little red classrooms. St. Cloud Area School District in Minnesota. Cloverport Independent School District in Kentucky, of all places. Highland Park Independent School, Tulsa Public School, Sister School District in Oregon, and Seattle.
Is
Public
that Highland
School.
Park in Dallas?
Yep, it sure is.
I
That's
bet
a
a lot
big
of
one.
these schools have huge Chinese populations. Like they have Chinatowns in their cities and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, did y'all hear about LeBron's school in Akron?
Yeah, he's had it for a long time.
Oh, he has
Okay,
school?
they also have nobody that can pass math.
Okay, well that's not good.
Like they have zero
Yes.
people that are proficient in math.
So it says while the United States is not officially part of
How is that
China's Belt and Road
You
Initiative,
can't throw money at education and make it work.
the Chinese state media has touted the work done by Confucius Institutes and Confucius classrooms to further the Chinese Communist Party. So is this what the hell's going on right now with all these folks supporting communism? Or what? What are we really doing here?
Man, I've never heard anything about
Where
this.
was this
Me either.
report from?
The report's been given to state and federal lawmakers in hopes. It's came from, I just read it. Parents Defending Education.
So someone said California on here. So maybe a lot of California schools are being funded by China.
It didn't list all the schools, but I would expect California to be one of those.
I would too. California, New York.
I mean, yeah, the places you would typically expect it.
Yeah.
I'm just confused at how China funds this. Like, I want to know how they're funneling the money into this.
They might not be funneling; they might just be paying it.
It might be.
I mean,
America allows them to buy farmland here.
exactly. I mean, they bought a bunch of land.
Exactly.
How is that?
They bought land right down the road from us. I'm not. Hutchinson sold a shit ton of land to the Chinese.
You think the Chinese will sell us farmland?
No.
Hell no. They're not going to sell us farmland.
But it's got to be funneling because everything goes down better with a funnel. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It does. Beer,
Hit that.
oil,
Hit that.
all kinds of stuff. Hey, you can't hit that. Was a
Dad
Good
jokes.
one.
That was a
Dad jokes.
good joke.
Look,
That
since
was
we're talking
solid.
about crocodiles and crocs and education and the Chinese, Hunter Biden. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm bad about this. I got in trouble the other day. I got stories, yes. But Hunter Biden has now, not Hunter, Joe Biden. Golly, I am a wreck today.
They're real close.
Yeah, but Joe Biden has halted funds to schools that continue to have hunting and archery classes. Let me find the damn story. Where'd it go?
Who?
Why?
Isn't his son named Hunter?
That's terrible.
How do you name your son Hunter and then be against?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, no.
Like archery
So a
and
really
shooting.
odd fact in that is the fact that archery is a Olympic sport.
Yes.
It is. And
So yeah, I
support
mean,
that.
This comes to us from the Daily Wire. Biden admin cuts funding for schools hunting archery training programs. It's blocking
Look, on
funding for
side
schools
note, whoever
hunting
shot
and
that was
archery
a hell of a shot.
programs. I'm telling you, it is.
Good shot.
Approved under the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. The Education Department's cut off funding for schools hunting archery programs because of its interpretation of a provision and legislation. The bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the law included an amendment to the ESEA that bans taxpayer funds from being used for any of those type of purposes. So if we're not going to train folks how to use them safely, then that means they're just going to use them however they see fit.
Do any of
Right.
y'all have a problem with your kids taking archery? If we had it,
No,
we
he
would
went to
have it.
camp last year and took
fine with
shooting
it.
and archery.
I would rather my kid have opportunity to learn how to safely use firearms and archery.
Yeah, then
And
no,
that they're
no problem at
dangerous.
all.
You should be taught that every weapon is loaded and every weapon is
Yep.
dangerous and know how to use it so that you don't inadvertently shoot someone.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Yeah, you inadvertently.
They're all loaded.
did that too.
Pretend they're all loaded.
Alisa said,
'Cause they are.
oddly, those programs are safety programs. That's exactly right. That's exactly
They are
what they're
safety
good for.
programs.
Safety
It's a
programs.
safety.
You know, I heard now this is probably going to be controversial for all four of our viewers on TikTok. But
All four.
speaking about education, I was listening probably to Tim Pool, I can't remember, last week, and they brought up the fact. It started as a discussion about the economy, about how debt, personal debt, family debt has reached an all-time high. And home economics is no longer taught in school. People are no longer taught how to balance a checkbook, how to balance a budget. They're no longer, which we don't use checkbooks anymore, but they're not even taught really how to cook for themselves anymore.
How to sew a pillow. I learned how to do that.
We did. We made a pillow.
We made a
made
pillow.
a shirt.
Yep.
And we made a shirt. We were killing.
We
it
baked a
on that.
cake. I made like a checker cake one time. Me and
You made
Jessica,
a checkered cake.
Yeah, me and Jessica made a checker
Okay, that
cake.
sounds more dangerous than using archery
Oh, it is.
or weapons for you.
That means Jessica made a checkered cake.
I was there watching with her.
I don't know. Gary's quite the homebody.
I
He
am.
cooks.
Scoff just had a checkered past.
I would say Gary's home economics classes paid off in his elder years as he feeds
have.
the family.
They have. And
Balances the checkbook.
I think he has the least checkered past out of all of them.
He probably does. But what do you think about that?
I think this is another example of them removing.
Something sexist, deemed sexist.
Well,
it was deemed sexist.
Well, I mean, removing shop and woodworking, and they're removing all these trades
Too tough, man. It's too tough and dangerous.
blue collar redneck stuff because that's what they look at it as.
Yeah.
They deem it as redneck stuff.
But they need to bring back woodworking, carpentry, and they also need to do like electricians.
Look,
plumbing.
I heard a black guy on TikTok say that he made a damn good point. They removed all of these ways for black boys to get into the trades from the schools. Now they're left with production jobs, delivery jobs. But they don't have the opportunities to learn a skill in high school. So when they go to the working world, they're behind.
But it's because we're now conditioned that the only way or to really go out of high school is to go to college.
That's
and
exactly
people
what they're
go
pushing.
to college and they're not ready for college. They never should have went in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They have fun because you can get all this money. You get this money. What's a 19-year-old going to do with $30,000 in bank?
I don't know.
Have a damn good
know,
time. That's what they're going to do.
Marion-
And then they got to pay for it.
Marion had a really good shop program, and I imagine it still does, but that shop teacher probably got a bunch of kids through high school.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of shop.
Lisa, one of our 4 viewers,
Yeah,
she's been very active.
Yeah.
She said that she's been in education all her life and that her kids will attend VOTEC and then college if they want. Look,
Absolutely.
I worked manual labor jobs out of high school, went on to college, and I did it in summertime because the reason I wanted to shovel shit into the wind? I wanted to make sure I knew I was going back to college.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't shovel shit, you can't.
Getting your hands dirty is good.
Right, it
Good
helps.
at a young age. It really is.
I mean, everybody here did manual labor
Yeah.
at
You'd
some
be
point.
surprised what you circle back to.
Yeah.
Well, we worked for an HVAC company. Here I am, all of a sudden, right back
Yeah.
at it. Right. You'd be surprised what you circle
Look,
back
I went to college for a semester, and I realized that was not for me. I was going to go to college.
At least it didn't last 4 years, and you decided it wouldn't.
Well, so what's terrible is my plan was I wanted a physical education degree, and I was going to go be a coach. And I was like, I can
You'd
quit
have been
school.
awesome at it, too.
Well, thank you, but I could quit school and make more money doing construction work.
So I was talking to a high school student the other day at a softball event, and she was telling me that in their high school that they are trying to pay the children or the high schoolers.
That sounds creepy already.
Yeah, to pay. They give them gifts or win a prize if they get high enough ACT scores.
I have no problem.
I have no problem with that, but I think the schools are funneling, pushing everybody to go to college when we're not pushing people to go to professional careers like a tech school or something like that to learn how to weld, learn how to electrician. Those
Welders are making $50, $60 an hour.
I have free school. I thought about going back and learning how to weld.
I mean,
Dude,
Why not?
You can
Why
make
not?
a ton of money behind
why
it.
not?
Dude, man.
I had a talk with my son today. He said, Dad, I'm going to learn to weld before I get out of high school. I said, great. I wish I learned to weld.
You know what?
Make
They
a
need
hell
to
of
teach
a lot of money
electrician and
welding.
plumbing. Man,
Yes.
with these kids could spend 3 years taking plumbing classes right out of school or
Make a
electric.
killing, man.
Let them take just 2 hours a day or an hour a day of electrician training.
oh, that'd be awesome.
Dude, they get out of high school, they can make $40 an hour.
Easy.
Right out of high school, working for FedEx or the steel mill would love to have those kids. Any of the industry,
Yes.
there is such a shortage of electricians.
But if they do that, then how the colleges are going to get those guaranteed loans?
That's the problem right there. So the government propped up colleges.
Yes, they did.
And they forced a situation where they guaranteed money, and then they push kids into school knowing the government's getting their money back, knowing the colleges are getting their money.
They took capitalism out of it.
They
there's-
scammed the youth of America.
Yes, they
There's
did.
not a complete
It's a generational
Some
thing.
people need college.
True.
I mean,
Yes,
if
yes.
you want to go be a pharmacist or a doctor, or you want to go
Teacher.
be.
I mean,
But if you want a degree in French literature,
yeah, you need
go
it.
become a dentist because you'll be starving the rest of your life. Definitely don't spend $200,000 to learn French literature.
No, don't.
Or any fine art, unless you're a really good artist, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
if you're a good
if
artist,
I-
why do you need it?
If I had it
True,
to do
true.
all over again, I would go to college, still go to college, and I would go and be like a a nurse anesthetist, something like that.
If I had to do all over again, I'd join the military.
If I could,
I would have went. I went and did 20 years in the military.
17.
If I could do it all over again, it would be two things. One, maybe become a pilot, or number two, be an electrician.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
Dude,
I would be a podcast.
I'd have just kept.
We are doing that.
I would have started it 25 years ago.
I would just have poured concrete with my dad
You ain't lying.
and never stopped that and just kept rolling.
Dude, I have a buddy I used to work with though. His dad did his time in the military, retired military, went to work for the post office. At 58, he was drawing 2 pensions.
He making bank.
Man.
Dude, he was 60 years old, bringing in like $12,000 a year. I mean, a month.
Whoa, 12 grand a year. He could live on the streets in Seattle.
Yeah.
So have y'all noticed? I'm gonna ask you if you noticed this or not. Have y'all noticed how freaking hot it is?
Oh yeah,
It's hot.
It's hot in this room.
So, yeah, no. Hey, you should have been here 20 minutes ago.
I'm sitting here sweating.
Oh, we can hear Marty now. He said something.
Oh, hey Marty, how you doing?
Hey,
I just got here.
hey, Marty, did you know how hot it is? You realize how hot it is today and
yeah,
has been.
I'm sweating right now.
So,
Where?
Where?
in my crease in my leg.
so here
You
we
got some
are
bat
in
wings?
the northern hemisphere, where it's extremely hot. I mean, it's hot everywhere. It's like scorching hot, record high. We hadn't hit record highs yet, but we're not far from it. But did you know in the southern hemisphere they got record cold going? You know it's winter there, so they got record cold going on there. So nobody's talking about that. But
Is this because the poles are flipping?
I don't think so.
What
But
y'all
there's
said
other
about
things
global
causing it.
warming? Y'all said something about global warming. Is
It's
that
global
different?
boiling now. Is what
Global-
they
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that darn thing. They said that we have surpassed the term global warming, and it's global boiling because our
But
oceans
it's
are
not
boiling.
global though.
No,
If
it's not.
If it's freezing, lowest temperatures recorded down below.
Whatever happened to Al Gore?
Wasn't weren't the 1930s hotter than this?
Do we still have
Dude,
a hole in
yeah,
the ozone
the
layer?
1930s.
I think it
were
went
hotter.
away.
I think that hole did go
I
away.
send a list. 1931, 1936, and 1901 were the three hottest years on record.
We refuse to accept that as evidence that it's been hotter before.
1980. Now, granted, I wasn't alive then. 1980 was hot as hell. Yeah.
I was.
You know, it's crazy that all these global people bring this stuff up during like the peak of winter and the peak of summer, saying, "Oh my gosh, it's really hot," and you play on people's emotions.
So, like, I'm not doubting that our environment's changing, but like,
But what's normal?
Isn't that
So
normal?
check this out. I'll put it
is.
up on the screen.
Yes,
here.
climate change is normal.
So this chart here says U.S. annual heat wave index from 1895 to 2021. Look at this, 1930 to 1940. Now, is that when we dropped the bomb at?
1945 was hot as hell.
Okay.
Somewhere in that
Yeah,
area.
but
For about 8 seconds, it was hot as
but how do you explain this? If you do remember correctly, in 1978 there was a global cooling taking place.
Well, if you notice something about it, it has ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
We got Sandra Young who says it was 109 in
29 Palms.
29 Palms, California today.
What is it normally, Sandra? Is that
It was 115 a few days ago. So Sandra, what was it normally out there? What's your normal temperature?
There's
out
a lot of Marines that hate 29 Palms.
there? A few viewers.
Yeah, because the
It
reason I
sounds
say-
pretty, though.
The reason I say that because we haven't broke 100 in several years here.
No, we got up to 98, 99 the other day, but it still didn't get above 100.
Our heat index is high, but I remember, man, back when I was working with Carter. Now, granted, that's over a decade ago, but we had a stretch of like 17 straight days of over 100. That was hot.
Yeah.
That was the early 2000s. Go pull
it.
that chart up again.
So-
it shows up on that chart.
Actually, it does show up.
It shows Jamie working on the AC unit.
So it's basically somebody's playing something. That's Gary. But what they're basically
it's not
saying
me.
is that anyone that has an agenda will claim that this is right along the line with the agenda, when really it has more to do with the ocean currents and those type of things. There's a El Nino, a La Nina, and all going on at the same time.
El Nino.
All I can think about
El
is,
Nino.
what was the fat guy? Chris Farley's, you remember the skit he did? El Nino.
No.
He was a wrestler called El Nino.
Oh,
that's a
I
good
bet he
one.
was hot too. He was probably a hot guy.
He's El Nino. I am the Nino.
Sandra said about 100 to 108 is normal, so they're not really that far off. They're really hot. I mean, it's hot
I
everywhere.
mean, it's hot. That is abnormally
Hey,
hot.
I went into the hardware store here, the one over by the new Quick Trip, and they had a sign on the door that said no returning AC units. I guess people come from
yeah.
went out, they went and buy a window unit, try to bring it back. There's no return.
My favorite sign I see this time of year is,
Oh, I know what you're going to say. Let me see if I can find it.
we will not accept bra money.
Yeah, boob money.
What?
Bra money.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't
You
seen
never
that.
seen that?
I've never
The
seen
liquor
that.
store has one.
Interstate Liquor has one. It's like, we will
Let's
not
see if I
accept-
Yeah, not except bra
Here we go.
money.
Here's an
I'd
example.
accept it, I guess. I mean, it's money.
You
Let's
take
see if it's
boob or
simple.
butt
Would you
money?
take ball money?
So there it is. Look, no bra money due to increasing temperatures and for our own personal safety. We will not accept bra money. Sock money. Some of them say sock money, bra money. Yeah,
Trying
none of
to
that
take
stuff.
that.
All right, so what about taking money out of somebody's back pocket?
Look, I ain't gonna lie. You hand me a
I mean, you've been
$100
sitting on that
bra,
money. You've been
I'll take
sitting
it.
and
Shoot.
farting on that money all day.
Yeah.
That's
my
just-
So if I gave you some draws money, it's money right out the draws.
What's the difference between your back pocket?
You gotta bring the thing out.
You have probably given him draws money.
Hold on. How much of the currency do you think? What percentage of the currency has made its way through a strip club?
Oh man,
All of it.
Okay,
Well, you know,
it's
at
all
one
boob
time-
money. It's all bra money.
At one time, it was like
They wear bras there.
most of the $100 bills had traces of coke on them.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I'm not
there's
mistaken.
coke. There's
That's the reason I take every $100 bill I see, I put in my mouth
exactly. You like
just to be safe.
Cocaine and glitter.
Making it rain, making it rain.
You're cleaning it for America.
So I'll tell you who could use some bra money right
money
now.
launderer.
Me, I can use some bra money.
What, Yellow Trucking Company. Last week it was as if they were going to cause the Teamsters Insurance to go bankrupt, but they could shutter their doors within days, leaving the trucking firm's 30,000 workers out of job.
Really? Wow. They're a big outfit.
Yeah, so they've been around for about 100 years. Reports of a cash crunch combined with major layoffs on Friday have observers preparing for the worst. So is this the start of it? Look, I was talking to a guy, a financial advisor I know today, and he says, I asked him, I said, what's the market going to do? He says, nobody knows, but he thinks it's just going to keep going up. It's up like 30% for the year. And, I hope he's right, but everything I see, and maybe it's because the news outlets that we listen to or watch would indicate otherwise. I mean, energy prices are going to continue to skyrocket. They're just going to continue to go up.
So let me ask you this. They keep saying that inflation is dropping, but I'm not seeing it at the
They just
store.
raised interest rates. Okay, let me warn you why they're saying inflation's dropping.
Oh, yeah.
You know how they judge inflation?
Don't know.
How's that?
They compare it to 12 months ago. So they're looking at it's up 2% from a year ago, but this time last year was up 9%. So that's 11. If you go further back, that window hear this
I didn't know that.
number, they're comparing it to August or July of last year.
Yeah.
So where I got my mortgage at like 2%, people now are getting their mortgages at like what 8, 6,
7 to 8,
Oh, my
6.7 to 8% mortgage.
yeah, and the
And
thing
people are
is,
still buying houses.
you built at a tough time with lumber, but
the interest
I was
rate
going to say
was
the
good,
difference
yeah.
in the interest
Interest
rate
rate
is
Now-
so much better.
Auto loans, you can still get lower because the auto industry has access to cars. They're trying to move them. They do their own financing, so you
Y'all
can do those
remember
better.
a decade ago they had 0%?
Yeah.
I think the Durango was 0
I don't
interest.
think you'll ever see that again.
Oh, I think you will. I think you will in automobiles.
You think so?
I think you will.
It's really hard to get a true.
I think you'll see it on. I think you'll see it on electric vehicles. I don't think you'll see it on gas.
You can
no
get
more.
it on certain things like bad boy lawnmowers. You can get it right now. You can get it on some, of course, credit cards.
Well, we
things,
bought
type thing.
a new TV today because ours got fried by lightning. The guy said, "You got the Best Buy credit card?" No. He said, "We got 24 months finance and 0 interest."
Yeah.
So you got a Best Buy credit card now?
No,
I got one.
TV.
I got
I
one.
mean, yeah.
But it's gone.
So you,
But I mean, that is using somebody else's money. Technically, it's free money.
Free money.
Not free, but
It's free 50.
as long
It's
as you
free
pay
50.
it off in time, like you're supposed to, you're not out anything.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Hunter Biden again. Okay.
Boy.
Hold on. Alyssa said they have grants for electric agricultural equipment now. So that goes
Really?
by electric.
Hey, let's
That's
buy,
in
electric.
California,
let's
probably.
buy
Yeah.
a electrical tractor.
But it's what I said.
Well, if I can
electric
find Hunter
is what they're
Biden,
going to
let me
give you
there
0% interest.
So there's Hunter Biden. Look, he's drinking over there.
Oh,
There's
hey, Hunter.
Biden.
How you doing?
there's Hunter.
How y'all doing?
What's up?
Every
Yeah,
backstory. Everybody says he looks like Hunter. I don't see it.
Yeah.
I can't see his head with that camo on.
They do, and maybe because he's from far
Yes,
away
look
when we're
freaking
sitting on
handsome,
patio, he
Marty.
looks like Hunter Biden.
I wish he had Hunter Biden's $5 million from Ukraine.
For real.
Shoot,
I wish he'd do
So
paintings
look.
for the patio.
Last week, well, I think we talked about it last week. There's so many things we're talking about. Hunter Biden was supposed to accept a plea deal. The judge reviewed the plea deal and found a little loophole where if he took the plea deal, that he would be could no longer be tried for any future crimes or things that.
That's a good deal.
It's a great deal. And so they ripped it up. The judge ripped it up. But now I have a theory, by the way. I'll tell you at the end of this. I may have told you guys last night we were talking. But Hunter Biden's best friend, Devon Archer, I think it's the one that he was doing crack with.
So that's a good friend.
Plans to implicate Joe and his son's foreign business schemes during closed-door testimony Monday. Now, Monday. But check this out. Republicans say his account is critical to their investigation, and the Department of Justice is wanting Archer to report to prison.
Not surprised.
So
That dude better be careful. He
don't go to prison. He gonna commit suicide in prison.
Yeah.
So, have y'all noticed everybody that is a whistleblower against this administration, the press deems them as...
And the Department of Justice.
Yeah, they're not considered whistleblowers. They're considered...
Criminals against the state.
Or, yeah.
Oh, it goes back to that word I was talking about before. It's not it's malinformation.
Yes, malinformation.
But we can keep talking about malinformation, misinformation, disinformation.
We can.
Yeah.
So malinformation though it's not misinformation.
It's facts.
It is facts that go against the state
That could potentially hurt the state is what they said. That's malinformation.
That's insane that's even an issue.
So how can that?
They almost need to call it information off of Mao China.
Well, you got somebody like Hunter Biden right now that knows he basically has a free pass. I mean, what are the chances of him actually getting convicted and doing any kind
He's
of
a
time?
private citizen. Hold on. He's a private citizen.
I will tell you what.
There are a lot of other private citizens that went to jail for stupid stuff.
I'll tell you what Hunter Biden reminds me of, and this will tell you how old I am. Y'all remember who Billy Carter is?
Billy Carter.
Jimmy Carter's brother.
Yes.
Okay.
So he was just a complete F up. Like he had his own beer. It's called Billy Beer. He
okay.
Yeah, when
It sounds like something out of Hogwarts.
Yeah, when Jimmy Carter was in
So if your dad's the president, you can do dumb stuff too.
Absolutely. Look.
Does your dad do dumb stuff, Hunter?
I drank with his dad.
My real dad?
I drank with his dad.
I thought I should ask Hunter.
Oh, yeah. Mac, man. He
Who's dad? Marty's
great.
dad? Yeah, I would drink beer with Marty's dad.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of dads, so the rumor is that that chef was floating around or boarding with one of Obama's daughters.
Oh,
that is a theory out there.
The chef that died in the paddleboarding accident or whatever.
Yeah, so you can't help but think to yourself, I mean, Obama going to smack with a paddle or something? I mean,
they might have been whipping up a little too much in the kitchen.
Dude, I mean, he was definitely maybe putting some meat on the grill. I mean, but it is odd that because they're saying they're saying he was with a woman, and they did say he was on one of the Obama's paddle boards. That much has been verified.
How do you own? I mean, do you have a serial number on this paddle board? How do we know this?
That's what I thought too. But they showed pictures of the one he was on, and they showed pictures of one of the Obama's paddle boards, and they're identical.
Going to celebrity cook for Obama that day. Well, they keep saying the Obamas weren't there, but
that man.
But you could take that as Michelle,
Michael. You mean Michael and
yes, Michael.
All right, did y'all have any good shit, Wise?
Yes, we always do.
Well, I'll keep it.
Hey, another theory. Hit the theory music.
The
conspiracy music. I heard this conspiracy. I mean, they're all believable to me. That the reason the Democrats are pushing so hard for the transgender movement is because Michael Obama's going to run president.
So look, did y'all talk about the chef? Did y'all talk about the chef?
Yes, we talked about the chef.
Okay, good. I'll move on now.
And we made inappropriate jokes about it too.
Yes, we did.
All right, so this may fit this category well. This is Dear Jane. Y'all know Dear Abby?
Yeah.
This is an article came across on Daily Mail. Dear Jane, my husband of 6 years wants to open up our marriage so he can experiment with men, and I'm horrified by the idea.
You should be.
Hold on.
First of all, you're cheating.
Yes, you've already when you guys went into this marriage, it was an agreement.
Look, he talked to her about it, but he already been there. He already visited.
He got a good point.
Yeah, right.
He's already.
Yeah,
you don't just throw that out there to your wife.
Do you think he just like peeked around the corner, or is he just like jumped right in like a frog?
So here she says in her letter, he said that he's always been fascinated by the idea of being with another man, that it turns him on, and that he doesn't think he can go the rest of his life without embracing that side of himself. Okay, this dude was gay when they got married.
So that makes the marriage contract null and void, right?
I don't know, man, but like, look, here's
He tried.
the bottom
This is
line.
what it says to me. He tried.
They got
Yeah.
married. If she don't want to go for it, they can get a divorce, and he can go do his thing. She'll go do her thing.
I agree with
I mean,
that.
it sucks for her.
and him.
And I'm sure she's heartbroken. But it sounds like
I was gonna say something, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say. What I was gonna say.
What do? You look at your wife while she's down there. It's like wonder what
Exactly,
that's like.
Lisa. I bet he was with men before. Yep, that's what she said.
Yeah, you're right, Lisa. He didn't just stumble on this.
Wonder what
He
it'd be
could've.
like if she had shorter hair and a more masculine jawline. You know, I mean,
I bet.
what's the
Oh, do
difference?
they don't have a picture of her? I bet she does. I bet she looks pretty masculine.
I don't know. I feel like she's a hot
May you have a
lady.
mask.
Do they have any?
Exactly what
Do
I
they have
said,
any
Alyssa.
kids? Do they have any kids?
I may have already closed the story.
I hope not.
I hope. I really hope they
I do
don't.
too.
I don't. That's who hurts the most in these
I did.
situations,
I did.
or the kids.
It's all about the
But
kids.
if it's not the kids, just go and cut your ties.
All right, so I got another funny story here. Or at least I thought it was damn funny. You ever heard of a website called RentAHitman.com?
No.
Man.
Well, apparently, a fella, hold on, a fella started this website, and people actually went to RentAHitman.com, and there are 12 people who tried to solicit a hitman for murdering targets from classmates to their own children.
Classmates, what is this, Billy
So
Madison?
he basically,
Gary's more confused about the classmates than the children. Gary's like, children, I get it.
all right, so look, Bob Inez bought the RentAHitman domain name in 2005. He had no intention of becoming a renowned online vigilante he is today. The site was launched to promote an IT business. Instead, it quickly became a magnet for people seeking out killers for hire.
How many people did this?
18 years on, the website is crediting with securing dozens of arrests and at least 12 convictions.
Gary's probably gonna get arrested because we're probably some of the guys he had a hit on.
Yeah. No, Alyssa said, you mean Craigslist?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah, I think they took it off Craigslist.
That's a good one.
Good one. I'll give you credit.
go, Alyssa. We need to start following her.
Yeah, you're
She knows
one of
what's.
four viewers
Yeah, we're
that
giving her a
crushed
follow.
Check this
I'm
out.
following her,
that. I
Alyssa.
followed her. I
Shit,
followed her.
okay, this is so disturbing. In the latest case, an 18-year-old mom, all right, this is 18-year-old, she's a mother, was detained for ordering a hit against her daughter who is just 3 years old.
Come on.
Hold on. This opens up a whole nother thing for me. Did y'all hear?
Is that not a late term abortion?
Oh, in California. Yeah, in California.
California is legal.
Just a late term birth.
But in Canada, where we're talking about the assisted suicide, I heard that they could do that for like a child under 12 months old now.
This next line. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at this next line. All right, check this out. The site also snared a wannabe hitman who fell for its careers page in April 2020. Josiah Garcia, an Air National Guardsman, was charged after applying through the website to become a killer for
Sign
hire.
me up.
Oh, man.
So
But is it illegal to want to be
okay,
a
look.
man?
If I was on the dark web,
Yeah, he didn't.
if I'm on the if I'm on the dark web,
Do they have an
and I
affiliate
come across
program?
this stuff, I probably think there could be some validity to it, okay? But RentAHitman.com, there is no, these people have mental issues, okay? They're not, this is
I feel like it'd be more legit if it was a .net.
It reminds me of, .org.
Or .org. Yeah, .org.
.gov.
.gov.
Oh my gosh.
.gov. I can see.
Hey, I wonder how many advertisers he got on that thing, RentAHitman.com.
Hey, so this really feels like the back when it was the 80s when the Redskins did the thing where they gave away free game tickets and they arrested everybody showed up.
This gets even worse.
Warrants.
Yeah,
they
that's
gave
it.
them they gave them to everybody that had warrants. They showed up for a prize.
Oh, that sounds
They still
awesome.
do that.
I didn't know they
They
did
still
that.
do that.
You should at least let them watch the game. You should at least.
So
let
I
them
have a
watch the
question.
game.
As a former police officer, if I solicit a prostitute and then get arrested, can I sue her for breach of
Hey, look.
contract?
This is how dumb people are. Check
don't
this
know.
out.
Did you get it notarized, Jamie?
That's a civil matter. So
If I didn't think we'd get arrested, I'd go to the website. But here it is. Clients initially reach a homepage littered with clues that the website's a parody, and it's guaranteed that their information is protected under HIPAA, H-I-P-P-A, Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1954.
It'd be better if it was protected by hippos instead of.
Bob runs the site under alias Guido Finelli, the fabricated CEO of RentAHitman, whose family has operated the business since 1920.
In fairness, that sounds like a hitman.
Yeah, Guido. I'd be scared of Guido.
Applicants fill out personal details and indicate how they'd like to be contacted, with options including postcard, WhatsApp, or by kite. Like really a kite.
Carrier pigeon.
So you fill it out and then you sit in your backyard and wait.
Minors
for the kite.
are warned they may experience delays without a signed parental consent form. Oh my gosh! They provide details on the intended target, such as their age, relation, the reason for it, dope dealer, bully, and social media accounts. Wow. He said sometimes people do it simply as a joke. They can tell, but about 150 per month are serious. Wow. Okay, it went to 12 convictions to 150 per month.
This goes back to you just can't hide stupid.
I'm just
This
is just
You
hard.
cannot hide it.
It's
If
hard
you,
to believe.
it's hard to believe, but people are
Okay, so
in general.
here's an example. A high school student who wanted an ex-girlfriend murdered in front of her boyfriend so he can feel the pain too. Wow.
Jeez.
Another child who wanted their mom, dad, and sister killed. My family abuses me, the person wrote. Wow.
That's hard. Yeah.
Dude, this is what a world we are in. What a world we are in. Our kids are in. RentAHitman.com.
You keep saying that. I think of Wizard of Oz with the witch saying, "What a world."
Gary's gonna put a hit on us. Gary's putting a hit
I
on
know
us.
they have there's some rent a husband where you get somebody a man come over and do like honeydew list.
What?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's clever.
I feel like I do that all the time.
Let's do rent a gigolo.
Be like Deuce Bigelow. You know,
Rent
Deuce
it back.
Bigelow
Isn't that
never.
Sugar Baby? Isn't
I
that
would
like
be
sugarbaby.com?
Eddie
or
Griffin.
something?
I sit there eating, I'd have an ice cream sandwich in the pool.
In the pool, it falls in the hot tub and you just pick it right back up.
Eddie Griffin's character in that movie is like the best character ever.
He's always eating.
Have you ever seen Undercover Brother?
They'd rent Jamie to do some
Oh yeah, I have.
Dude,
I love
Undercover
it.
Brother is so good.
Realize
That's a
why
great
he's sitting in the recliner asleep, drinking beer.
Oh,
Undercover Brother is a good one.
We like to talk about our brethren to the north, the Canadians, right?
With their flapping heads.
Yeah. Well, it was actually Tim Cast. I was listening to one of my other favorites I like to listen to. He had Viva Frey on there Friday night. If you didn't listen, you missed out. But things going on in Canada are very troublesome as of right now, and they're expanding. We talked about this back in the early part of the year about
Canada's expanding.
well, they're expanding their assisted suicide.
yep. I told you.
10% of deaths in Canada today are from assisted suicide.
That's insane.
I just
That
about
is
shit my pants.
insane.
10% of all deaths.
They got
10% of all deaths.
They got to
So,
cut
I
down
mean-
on that free health care.
So I mean, what?
10% of deaths are assisted. Is that what
It is up 35% to date. It jumped to 13,500 state-sanctioned suicides in 2020. And it's not hard to get approval. Basically, you just have to have two doctors agree that this person wants to end their life.
What do they do? They just like give them medicine and
You go to sleep,
never
never
wake
wake
them
up.
basically.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the guy back in, I think, earlier this year that had PTSD, and they continuously asked him if he wanted to end it.
Yeah. Wasn't he like a doctor?
Continued to ask him if he wanted to end it. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, he was like in a hospital, and they kept asking.
Well,
him.
we had the story about the woman who was in a wheelchair and needed a lift for her to get upstairs. And
Yeah, and they're
finally
like-
just said, "Won't you just look at
because they didn't want to.
suicide?"
Yeah, it was in Canada because they
She's like, "That's fine. I'll live on the first floor. I'll stay on the first floor."
leave me alone. I'm good. I won't go to the doctor no more.
Nope. Don't worry about it.
So
I'll rent my second floor out.
Elisa says you have to consider this is also hospice care to keep them comfortable. We were actually talking about this before. I probably believe there's a place for assisted suicide. Okay, and hospice, if you're on hospice and intense pain, I understand it. But the way they've expanded it to include mental illness, people that are unhappy, sadness, depression.
Dude, go look at, I think it's Norway. Go look at Norway's assisted suicide rate for people with autism.
Is it insanely high?
Insanely high.
How many times have you
remember
been
you told me
sad
that
but
before.
happy again a month later?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's.
Look.
I can understand.
Hourly. It's almost
I
hourly.
love me some me. I'm like
I can-
Terrell Owens.
I can understand it to where it's it's
If you're on the verge of death, or not even that, but if you are
you're terminal.
if you're terminal,
If you're terminal, it's got to be approved by two doctors, not for mental illness. I do not agree with mental illness.
But there is something about going out on your own terms. I get.
I do get, but
I don't know. It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
And so this is the God complex that we're having issues with. We're trying to make decisions that only God can make the decision for. Us as humans can't make that decision. We just can't. Our minds aren't ready for it.
Everybody sitting around here as a man, I would much rather my wife and kids not see me wither away to nothing and drag them down.
Agree. I 100% agree. And that's a terminal, but not for a
No, we're not talking about because I have a migraine.
Yeah.
You know, I just
Well, I tell you what,
like
you get gout and a migraine at the same time, though. You're going to want something done.
I don't know, man.
Y'all have no idea. Tell them, Marty,
man,
that gout.
That's a tricky one.
My ankle getting tight right now.
Tell us about that gout.
Oh, gout, something else.
that old forehead got tight last night. That's what got the.
Speaking of that, are y'all sick of drinking?
No.
More people are
I took a
replacing.
break. I'm not drinking like I used to.
More people are replacing booze with ketamine. While researchers on using ketamine for addiction is in its early stages, many users claim it's helping them stay off other drugs, such as alcohol.
I no longer drink. I do ketamine. Get out of here.
I do the K.
If I had my ruthers, I would probably prefer to smoke marijuana.
It's legal now.
No, not here. It ain't.
No, it's still
medical purposes.
It's
like
still
for gout,
offense.
for gout
I ain't
and
got
depression, and
I ain't got depression.
you're probably depressed. Probably that red face. You can probably get it for that red face.
You know what? Look, even
At Igloo.
Go ahead.
That man look like he about to pop.
He looks like he's been in the Arctic riding a dog sled. Did you ride a dog sled over to my house today?
Just a dog.
Jamie got an all-time sunburn on his face.
I'm jolly.
You got jaundice on your eyes.
You got the big red nose.
Look, I know I'm red faced, but a lot of it's color on this camera too.
No, we fixed the color on the camera just before we got
Is
started.
that what I
Yes,
really look
yes. Go
you
look
did.
at your mirror. Yes, go.
You look like that all the time.
No, there's no way I'm that
It
bad.
does.
Your camera colors are off. You've done adjusted them.
I'll be damned.
That's you, bro. That's what they look like.
That's what I look like. Holy shit.
Looks like Jamie.
I can't believe I'm married.
Yeah.
How lucky are you?
Oh, cherry head looking dude.
All of us pray for Charlie every night.
Anheuser-Busch has laid off a lot of people due to the decline in sales of Bud Light.
How did that happen?
Oh, Circle B.
Now is that from where they lay them off at? Is that production? Is that distribution?
I think at this point it's production.
I think it's
Because I
both.
say distribution should still be running because they deliver a lot of other stuff.
Well, a few episodes ago, we talked about them closing bottling plants.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
And here's the other thing, though.
It's too hot to be on the patio.
Well, but the other thing is that people now realize they've tried other beers that Bud Light's really not very good.
I know, dude.
I do think
it's
people
really
branched out and we're like, dang, I kind of like this new thing I tried.
I kind of like a Corona
So
or Modelo.
I started drinking Coors Banquet, and I never drank Coors Banquet. I like it, dude.
It's good beer.
Yeah, I like it. Of course, we've always drank.
Yeah, it is too hot to be on the
Yeah, we
patio,
started
guys.
drinking more local stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually
Drink,
thought this one that y'all didn't like was pretty good. I actually thought the Lost 40 Hunter Oktoberfest.
well,
was
the second
pretty good.
rodeo, like the Love Honey. Okay, those that can't really see.
These are
what-
local beers.
Lost 40 Brewing out of Little Rock, Arkansas. They make really, really good beer. Now, my personal favorite is the Love Honey, but it's a bock and it's a heavy beer to drink a lot of. But this second rodeo is pretty light. If you drink, I got a glare. But if you like, if you were a Bud Light, Coors Light drinker, this right here is really
Good, cheap too.
Marty, what's your beer of choice?
Oh, what? That's
Right now?
Somebody was
Yeah,
saying
right
they
now,
had
Marty.
like
What's your beer of choice?
No, you get a
Marty?
15,
Second rodeo.
15
Second
pack,
rodeo?
$15.
I really like it.
No, that's a good price. Yeah.
Since y'all talking about beers, let's talk about them on the way out the door.
Oh, let's do it.
Hey, thank y'all for watching on TikTok. Marty, what's your parting words for today?
Hey, like and share and watch us next time.
Jamie,
Drink local beer. There it is. Drink local beer.
D-Dub,
All right, y'all have a good night. Be safe.
Gary.
Like us, love us, but don't leave us, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all for watching on TikTok, all 5 of y'all, especially Elise. Thanks for contributing. You can check us out. We'll be live more often as we figured out this technological thing. But you can check us out on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Monday nights, Wednesday nights. We will be, YouTube channel be up. So y'all have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Peace out.
Hello.
This is.
Hello. I missed it.
Don't forget, we're still live.